Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Para Brahma, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Tvameva Mata cha Pita Tvameva, Tvameva Bandhu cha Sakha Tvameva. Tvameva vidya dravinam tvameva, tvameva sarvam mama deva deva. Je utpati sthiti laya kare vedo stuti uchare, je naro masuchidra ma anusama brahmanda koti fare. Maya kard ravi shasi suragano ajnana lope kshana eva akshar dhamna adhipati Shri Swami Narayana. Jani amruta vani to vahirahi sakshat mahima rupe. Jani brahmi sthiti aholina kare subhavya aksharpade. Sharanagata nijalpa jiva sahuna shreyartha tatpara rahe. Kaka snehal sindhu divya vibhune hayyu to vandan kare. Sajanand Swami Maharaj ni jai jai jai. आज के आनंद की जय जय जय. सद्गुरुदेव की जय जय जय. गुरु हरि काकाजी महाराज, गुरु हरि पप्पाजी महाराज, बंधु बेलड़ी शताब्दी पर्व महोत्सवनी जय जय जय. प्रगट ब्रह्म स्वरूप हरि प्रसाद स्वामी महाराजनी जय जय जय. प्रगट ब्रह्म स्वरूप जसभाई साहेब जी नी जय जय जय. प्रगट ब्रह्म स्वरूप अक्षर विहारी स्वामी महाराज नी जय जय जय. प्रगट ब्रह्म स्वरूप मुकुंद जीवन स्वामी गुरुजी महाराज नी जय जय जय. सर्वे गुणातीत स्वरूपों नी जय जय जय. Today we had a very nice pani puri, bhel puri, and dahi vada and sweets and all those goodies. Bharat Bhai sponsored that. So I asked Bharat Bhai that, is this on your birthday or is this for something else? He said, no. There was no other sponsor, so I became the sponsor. So that was very nice of him. And it was very much rich, dishes. A lot of people liked that. Our Vibhaben was telling me when she saw Pani Puri, that in the morning she was talking to Sahaj Bhai, that we want to make Pani Puri and invite all these youngsters at her home. And here, all the youngsters had Pani Puri today, And so many others may have also dreams or desire, with this nice idea and items. So the point is, that we are just one family, one group, and we are doing this thing on the occasions of birthdays or marriage anniversaries or some other memories to have the everybody prasad on that behalf. So many of you have done that, and we all want to clap our hands, for that. Huh? ઓલો પાન બી આવે લો. ભરતભાઈ, આ તો એક માસ્ટર સરસ આજે જમણ થયું, બહુ ફાઇન જમણ થયું, બધાને ગમ્યું. હો યા આજે તમારું પેટ વધ્યું, મારું બી પેટ વધી જવાનું છે. I'm telling him that I ate a little bit more today and I'll have a bigger tummy like he has, Yeah, and then I had a afterthought, When I was doing Aarti, and I said that I should have cut down the amount of food. And they had empty dish, with me, But thought did not come to me. Somehow, Bharat Bhai's love was so much, But I should put on the spare and then if needed, I should take it, So I want to keep working on losing the weight. And it is stuck at 168.8. I want to go to 165. But we'll do it. All these 4 months I went outside and didn't gain the weight. That was nice, Otherwise, when you travel, it happens, So, just the thought, that we should have at least a whole month filled up in advance for the Fridays and Sundays, Then maybe those of you have some good thought, and not to exactly serve this number of dishes and this kind of food today, but at least whatever, then please, communicate with who. Vandan Bhai handles that or who does handle that? But Angie Ben. So communicate with Angie Ben. And she would feel happy, that she would not keep writing emails, open spot, open spot, open spot, But that is something nice we all enjoy, together like this. Ketan Bhai mentioned about the project which is going on in India, And whenever we have projects, bigger projects going on anywhere, it was in 2001 maybe, that the project in Powai was going on. And they did not have a lot of money in the bank, They had small amount of money in the bank. But they did the key, master key, doing Dhun. And then they started that project. And we supported from here also. We sent good size of, donation from here also. But within short time, 6-8 months time, the whole mandir was built there, And that mandir was a quality construction, Our Vijay Bhai's father, Ghanshyam Bhai, put all his time and effort to make sure that the temple is going on right schedule and also right construction qualities and all that, The same idea came from Ghanshyam uncle, about the Sankarda Mandir. About 5 years ago or so, Ghanshyam uncle was going different centers to collect the old pictures and videos and anything, for Kakaji, and Pappaji. So he went to Sankarda and he stayed there for about a month or more, maybe 2 months, to collect all this information. And there he saw all this humbleness of the saints of Bapaji, Yogi Bapa's time, And they were living in very low profile and very simple way, And they were getting old, They were getting aged, And it was very difficult to climb the stairs, in the mandir for where they are staying also, So he had an idea that maybe we should do something to this mandir, And then he came and he talked to me and I supported also. And then we were debating that last celebration, 100th celebration of Kakaji, where should we do it? And the options were Chicago or Delhi or in Gujarat or in Bombay in India, or any other place, So in Gujarat, we thought that since Kakaji had this group of dedicated sisters, which is Gunati Jyot in Vidyanagar, it would make more sense to do something there. So we had a couple of options there. One option was that we can rent a big field, build the tent, and make the arrangements, and then at the end of the function, tent is gone, So all the cost that we put in would have no repeated help, Then we had another option that we would do it in Sakarda, And Sakarda became more interesting because that's where Kakaji built his first temple for the saints. And he used his extraordinary power to make this land available. Because in India, lot of small farmers own the land. And on top of that, the land were not transferred properly to a particular farmer's name also from their fathers or from their relatives or friends or whatever, So it was very gray area, very hodgepodge area, But Kakaji somehow, with his magical power, his power, within short time, he gathered all those people, around that area and convinced them, and they gave that land for donation, for some price, whatever, And then Kakaji told all his devotees in Bombay and other place, because at that time the separation had occurred, In 1966, separation had occurred. Most of the devotees were gone. They were joined with Yogi Bapa's group, which was okay, for Kakaji. But those who were left over, they stopped their food to give money for this land and for this project, for Sakarda Mandir. And that's how they built the temple there, And that temple did a lot of support and good things, at that time. The Prime Minister of India, Gulzarilal Nanda, ex-Prime Minister, came also for the inauguration on the Yogi Bapa's birthday on that temple ceremony also, So that temple has a very good value. Also, that is the place where Swaminarayan Bhagavan himself, with 500 saints and 2 leader acharyas, stayed there overnight during the travel to go to Vadtal. So that is a very memorial place, It has a lot of positive vibrations, And when Shastriji Maharaj was excommunicated, he also stayed there. And there were 5 villages which were under Shastriji Maharaj's influence, which this was one of them, Sakarda. And there, Yogiji Maharaj used to stay there and do a lot of activities there also. Also, Shastriji Maharaj's disciple, Vijnan Swami, and Yogiji Maharaj considered him as his guru, He was also cremated there, So there is a memory there also, And there we have 50 years of that temple, and we had 2-3 plans, One plan was to leave the temple and do some renovation, and remaining there is a land next to that, just walking distance, and it's about maybe an acre or so land, So there to build a memorial place for Kakaji and Papaji. And it made sense, but what Ghanshyam uncle said that if we do that, then this temple will not get renovated, This temple will remain just as it is. So he kind of again reiterated that I think we should demolish the temple and build a nice big temple that would last for years or centuries, and that would be the remembrance for Kakaji. And Shastriji Maharaj and Yogi Ji Maharaj had given the indication to have the gate facing towards Das Kaka's town, Vasad. That was the suggestion that was made, and today the gate is facing towards Vasad. So I'm sure they are going to keep the same way, that location of the temple. But there are a lot of good memories and good history to that temple. So when I was there this time, Vasi uncle, he was very strong on that, And I asked him that how much do you think the project would cost, Then initially he said that it would be like 1.5 crore rupees, which would be like, I don't know how, if we translate that into the money, Huh? No, it's more than that. 230,700. Okay. Okay, $230,000, So then I asked, that how are we going to support all that, Well, mainly we were thinking that we can go in three, way of support, 1/3 comes from Chicago area, 1/3 comes from the Powai area, and 1/3 comes from the Delhi area, And then in Delhi area, Guruji is putting a big project this time. So he is, spending more of money and time there, And we just finished our project last year, So I told Vasiba, that are you sure that we would have this donation, supported? He says, Kakaji has done all this time, So he says, I'm not worried, But I want to put my efforts sincerely to Kakaji. And then he didn't tell anybody, but he told me, that all these years he has worked as a director in the big company, that Maso, perfume company. And he has provident fund and all that savings, He says, I'm going to put all that money into this. He's going to go zero into his savings, That was his dedication, So then I felt, that, he is dedicated so much, so maybe we should do also, fairly to please Kakaji, And I'm not saying that you have to do it, but I'm just giving you my thoughts and my, suggestions, Just like Pintu Bhai suggested, that if we put even small amount into this ACH account or whatever, they have set up, then over the 3 years' time, it would become significant. But I think the fund will be going, as needed basis, Right now, Vasibhai's money and everything is in works, They have started demolition of that mandir, whoever have gone there, And we have pictures also that we saw, And on the next month, on 23rd, it will be at a ground level, and they will start digging for the new foundation, which would be the ceremony. And they are going to do Mahapuja, and they are going to do other Bhajan Sandhya and other ceremonies. They sent me a letter also, that they are performing that to come over there if I can. So I called Vasiba, that how should I do, So Vasi uncle says that maybe you don't come, but maybe we can watch that on, online here. And our Bhavesh Bhai maybe will suggest, or Bhavik Bhai, that maybe they can have online availability. If it is not, then we will have maybe later on the video loaded and we can watch. But at least you will have the idea, that what is going on. The other thing is, that it is summer month and the heat is extreme in that area, in whole Gujarat area. In this month, the temperatures are climbing to 112 degrees. So they are thinking that it is April, and if this is 112 degrees, then in the May, it may go as high as 130, 135 maybe, 140 maybe, 145, 150, we don't know. So they are figuring this time the temperature may hit 135 maybe, or so that it's 52 degrees centigrade, they say. That is the record. Nobody has seen that temperature for a long time. So in that hot weather, I don't know whether we can tolerate to be there, but if you are here, assume that you were there and you saved that cost of going there maybe, and donate a little bit out of that too. And it will be all, well respected. And Gunatitanand Swami says, that whatever you donate, it doesn't remain silent. Those Gunatit saints bless us. And somehow it comes back in manifold. And one example I remember, that lady, Melanie, in 2010, she came to Pavai Mandir. We had a big function there, and our Bhavna Ben gave her the address, Dubai airport or which? Abu Dhabi airport. And somehow she traveled in train, in bus, in taxi, in maybe rickshaw, and made it to Powai. And that was the time when the Mahapuja was going on. And in that Mahapuja, everybody was offering in Aarti, a donation, like, 500 rupees or 1,000 rupees or whatever. And she was rich maybe, she had only $100 bills and she donated $100, in that. But now I'm sure she's happy, that that donation is really helping her a lot here also. So the money we put in is not just forgotten, It always comes back, And even in the time of Swaminarayan Bhagwan, those who donated money, those are the Bill Gates and Warren Buffett's, I think, in this time, But now they don't have connection, We want both, We want to have connection and money, Otherwise there is no value, right? So it is my just 2 cents thought, that think on that and maybe, support. Like, Ketan Bhai said, we don't want $25,000 from everybody, Even $25 is even a gesture, but from the bottom of our heart, and I'm sure Vashi Bhai will be happy, and Akshar Vihari Swamiji and all the saints will be happy. And we have 2 projects, 2 phases there. First phase is to build this temple by the 2018 December time frame. But then we would have the second project, which is to build in that land that I talked about, 1 acre land, a big memorable place for Kakaji and Papaji's lifeline and, other, things there, So I'm sure the project is going to go over 5 crore, That's my guess, And, Vasibai is very, influential. He has a lot of contacts there also. And I'm sure he's going to, shake them and bring them, to this temple project. But we want to also be part of that, and that is what I think, So we will do whatever we can. And our Ketan Bhai is also very much interested in that, and all others, Sapan Bhai also went there this time, and last time also I think we had talked, So just think on that, that's all. The second thing, we talked about Sunday morning, Dhun. Last Saturday, like Ketan Bhai said, we did 12 hours dhun. And when the hands were raised here, only 5 to 10 people Pankaj Bhai had counted. So then he must have told Savita Ben and Bhavna Ben that count on 5 to 10 people. But then, before the lunch, it just got more and more people interested and more people coming. So that is why I'm kind of supporting that if every Sunday, if somebody wants to do this dhun, it's a good idea, great idea. And I said last time also that Kishan and I, we have been doing dhun for 3-4 hours every Saturday. Uh, he wanted to do dhun for his own personal issues and personal reason. And we did dhun. So we have been doing that. So I enjoy. It's very good. But my thoughts are, getting up early like that. Not a lot of people are early birds. They don't get up, before sun gets up. So I have few thoughts. And we will experiment. We would like to do it if we can, and change our habit to getting up early only one day in a week, right? Only one Sunday. So we will see if that thing gets some interest. Then I have few thoughts, that maybe we can split into two sections. 1.5 hour before the Mahapuja, and maybe 1.5 hour after the Mahapuja. So that way, at least some who could not participate in the morning can at least participate in the afternoon. And those who cannot participate in the afternoon can participate in the morning, things like that. Maybe that's thought I have. Also, 3 hours may be a little bit harder for some people to be at one sitting every Sunday, but 1.5 hour may be, acceptable. Normally, on every birthday news or information I get on WhatsApp, I send my prayer and my request to do 75 minutes dhun, which is 1.25 hours. So everybody responds, that yes, we will do dhun. And it is a good thing to do on the birthday or, anniversary to do dhun, for 1.25 hours. Kakaji had given this, number that Sawa Kallak means 1.25 hours, 75 minutes. And it may seem long, but once you do it, then you will enjoy and you will really, be in peace. That's my alarm. Sorry. Vijay bhai, ring and ding ding. I remember to turn it off, but I forgot. So, let's try, let's see if we can do this dhun. And you will really feel something will be changing within you over the time, by doing this kind of dhun. Those who cannot afford all 3 hours on Sunday, I have another thought also. But that I will go later on. But let's see if this works out, and this, makes sense, then we will do the dhun, for 3 hours. So this Sunday, those who wants to do it on phone, in person, at our sadhak house, please, you are welcome. The other good point was at sadhak house is that if somebody comes here and if you want to set up with anything, lights or video or whatever, our Vijay Bhai or Bhavik Bhai has to run also. And they would come, it's not a problem. But let's try out at sadhak house first and see how that works. And then we maybe, move it here. And our satsang is unique in that way, that we have done many times this kind of dhun, and that dhun has benefited a lot, and you are going to spend and waste your time regardless, So why not spend and invest in this way, So we will, continue. Okay, so with that, today we were running a little bit late on our menu. Our Bharat Bhai diligently was trying to bring food, but Ketan Bhai knows Bharat Bhai, and he said that it would be around 8 o'clock. So it came before 8 o'clock. So, but we don't have a lot of time today. It's 9:32 already. But somebody who suggested again that we want to have a backup for our Vachanamrut guide, at least from the youngsters. I think that is this selection. I don't know how you had started, and how long it has been going on, or it is kind of filled up with everybody has already done it, and we are at the end of it, or we are in the middle, or in the beginning, I don't know. But if the youngsters can read the Vachanamrut, which is in English, and come here and at least read and give their comment, then they would generate the interest of reading this very nice book, scripture. So our Smriti Ben was going to do that for last two Fridays, but she has a lot of school activities and she is busy and she is not feeling well. And we understand, this could happen also. So good idea was that we should have two people, pick the same Vachanamrut. And if they are here, and both times, it's fine, They can split half and half on same Friday, or they can go one Friday half and the other Friday half, So we can maybe, plan that way. And when you have a Vachanamrut, it may have more than one paragraph. So when two people are taking it, maybe give the priority, that who would do one paragraph and who would do the other paragraph, and vice versa, if one does not show up, So maybe, before I start the Vachanamrut, do we want to pick at least for next Friday? So before we do that, maybe, Ketan Bhai?
You are on next Friday, right? You can go today.
Oh, you have come prepared, beta? Okay. Oh, very good. She is not a sick lady. She is a strong lady. She said, she came to me when I was eating. She says she is not feeling well. She is sick for the last few days. So I didn't push. But now she is ready. Thank you, beta. Thank you. You want your mom here or just you?